Subscribe to Stories, click the like button, and turn on notifications so you never miss another unforgettable story. She came home smelling like fancy perfume and secrets. I was already on the couch, lights dimmed, bourbon glass untouched in my hand, the Charleston evening pressing against the windows like an uninvited guest. Madison walked in like she always did. Heels clicking, not hurried, not sorry. Late again. That made 5 nights this week. And tonight, I wasn't interested in hearing about deadlines or traffic jams. Long day, I asked, voice low, eyes fixed on the muted TV screen. She tossed her purse on the marble countertop, stretched like a cat, and said, "You wouldn't believe it." I finally turned to face her. "Try me." That's when it began. Her smile was razor thin. "If this is about me missing dinner again, Ethan, I told you no." I cut in, standing now. "This isn't about dinner. It's about the way you vanish, the excuses, the way you treat this house like a hotel, and me like the staff." She rolled her eyes and let out a laugh that didn't reach her eyes. "Wow. Okay, there it is." I stepped closer. "Madison, I want the truth. No more stories. No more charm. Just say it." She paused for a moment. The flicker in her eye almost human. Then, like a switch flipped, she smirked. A cold, polished, mean thing. "Finally figured it out. Huh?" she said, arms crossed, lips curled into something between pity and triumph. "Took you long enough." I didn't flinch. Didn't blink, just nodded slowly. "I see," I whispered. The room held its breath. "You think you're clever, Ethan?" she continued, circling the island like a lioness. "But you've always needed things spelled out for you. I stopped pretending months ago. You just didn't want to see it." That part was true. I'd been clinging to our routines, to the idea that late nights and colder beds didn't mean the rot had already set in. But tonight, there was no veil left. "You're not even sorry," I said, my voice steady, but there was a tremble in my hands. I hoped she didn't catch. She tilted her head, mocking sympathy. "Sorry for what?" "For realizing I was too much for this life. For wanting more than matching mugs and budget spreadsheets." It was the cruelty in her tone that finally settled it. "Divorce papers are coming," I said, flat as stone. "Signed, notarized, and ironclad. I'm done." She blinked just once. Then she laughed again, slower this time. "That's adorable, Ethan. You think you're the one ending this." I didn't answer. I just picked up my glass and walked past her, not stopping when she whispered, "You'll regret this." But I wouldn't, because I finally saw her clearly. And for the first time in years, I realized I wasn't afraid of starting over. Hook 1 asterisk, she thought the divorce would break me, but a week later, her own sister showed up at my door with a suitcase and a secret that would shatter Madison's perfect world. Charleston had always been my refuge. I ran a quiet but thriving architectural firm, spent Sundays jogging the Battery, and once thought I'd grow old sipping coffee in this house with Madison by my side. But now it was just me. And the quiet didn't feel lonely. It felt like a beginning. I'd seen Madison charm a room into submission before. Fundraisers, gallery openings, dinner parties. She could spin sugar from thin air with nothing but a smile. And as she stepped into the downtown law office that morning, she looked every inch the woman she wanted the world to believe. She still was confident, composed, invincible. Her heels clicked across the marble floor like punctuation marks. She wore a sand-colored suit tailored to power and a gold necklace I bought her 5 anniversaries ago. She didn't make eye contact as she entered the conference room, just flashed a breezy smile at the receptionist and floated inside, followed by a man I assumed was her attorney, Greg Layden, polished, smug, and already halfway into a smirk when he sat down across from me. My attorney, Allison Marks, met my gaze only once. "Steady, cool." The nod of someone holding a full deck. "Let's begin," she said. We went through the formalities, disclosures, intentions. Then came the financial breakdown. Madison sat back, arms crossed loosely, her expression unreadable, until the first document slid across the table. Allison's voice was calm, almost dispassionate. "Here you'll see documentation showing the home at 31 Calhoun Street was purchased solely through Mr. Mercer's personal trust account prior to marriage. Greg lifted the papers, eyes scanning quickly. That's contested. There were renovations, shared investments, all paid for, Allison said without missing a beat from accounts exclusively under Mr. Mercer's name, including design fees, taxes, utilities. We've attached monthly statements from the past 7 years. Madison's fingers tensed on her pen. I stayed silent, just watched. Her mask didn't crack all at once. It was subtle. The pause before she leaned forward, the twitch at the corner of her mouth. Greg whispered something to her, but she didn't respond. And the beach property? Greg asked, thumbing through a second stack. Allison smiled. Purchased 2 years ago. Same funding source. No co-signatures. No joint withdrawals. Madison let out a short, brittle laugh. Oh, come on, she snapped. You think you can just throw a stack of paper at me and make it all disappear? No one's making anything disappear, Allison replied coolly. We're clarifying ownership. Madison turned to me then. Finally. You think you're so smart. Hook to asterisk, but when her sister exposed every lie at the family dinner, Madison's glow faded fast, and the real payback began. I didn't speak. Just met her eyes. The meeting dragged on. More papers. More truths she couldn't twist. By the end, Greg was sweating. Madison was stone. We'll be in touch, he said, gathering his things. Allison just nodded. As they left, Madison paused at the door. Her voice low, meant only for me. This isn't over. I didn't reply. Because it was. The papers were signed 2 weeks later. No fight left. She got what the law said she deserved. Nothing more. And I got the house, the beach place, the quiet. But the real surprise came a week after. A knock at the door. Rachel, Madison's younger sister. Eyes red, but steady. Can I come in? She said. I stepped aside. She sat on the couch, hands clasped. I know about Madison, she said. The affairs. The lies. I saw the messages. Photos. Everything. I didn't ask how. Just listened. She's my sister, Rachel continued. But what she did to you. It's wrong. And I can't pretend anymore. We talked for hours. About family. About loyalty. About how blood doesn't excuse betrayal. By midnight, something shifted. A glance lingered. A touch on the arm. Soft. Unplanned. But real. The next morning, she didn't leave. And neither did I. The family dinner was a month later. At the lake house. Madison showed up glowing. New haircut. New dress. New man on her arm. Jake, I presumed. She paraded him like a trophy. Laughed too loud. Touched his arm too often. Her parents beamed. Happy she's happy. Rachel sat beside me. Quiet. Watching. Then, midway through dessert, she stood. I need to say something. The table went silent. Madison's smile froze. Rachel's voice was calm. Clear. Ethan didn't deserve what you did. Madison. The cheating. The gaslighting. The way you made him doubt himself while you built your escape. Madison laughed. Nervous. Sharp. What are you talking about? Rachel didn't flinch. I saw the proof. We all deserve to know who you really are. The room exploded. Questions. Denials. Tears. Madison stormed out. Jake followed. No one stopped them. Later, her father pulled me aside. I'm sorry, son. We didn't know. I nodded. It's okay. Now you do. Rachel found me on the balcony that night. Moon on the water. Wind in the trees. Thank you, I said. She smiled. Soft. Real. No. Thank you. For showing me what strength looks like. We didn't speak after that. Just stood there. Close. The quiet felt different now. Full. A week later, another knock. Rachel again. Suitcase in hand. I'm moving out of my parents' place. Got a job downtown. If there's room here, I'd like to stay. I opened the door wide. She stepped in. And for the first time, the house felt like home again. Thank you for watching Stories. If this story touched you, hit the like button, subscribe to Stories, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another story like this. And tell me in the comments, have you ever had a family secret blow up at the worst possible moment? Because sometimes the truth doesn't just set you free, it changes everything.